When I was 18 years old, I found myself confident. I had successfully conquered the giant that was high school, and now I was ready to transition into the next phase of my life. College. Now, funny enough, when I got to college, I realized that it was significantly different than what I expected. Significantly different from high school. How could I possibly adapt? As most of you are freshmen and underclassmen, and maybe some of you can relate to the words in my stories that I have just presented. You, yes you, are in a unique position. That position is one of starting fresh, of being in the same position that I was when I was 18 years old. Now, as a student just like you, but one who has almost successfully graduated college, I have obtained a practical wisdom. And from that practical wisdom, I have compiled an essential, life-saving survival guide to university. One that will help you endure any challenge that you may face in college. This survival guide contains 3 essential tips. Tip number 1, time management. Tip number 2, developing good study habits. And tip number 3, getting involved early. As we progress, we see tip number 1, time management. According to a Statista survey, 86% of U.S. college students reported difficulty with time management, while 54% experienced increased stress due to poor time management practices. When I first entered college, it was the first time that I had any sense of freedom whatsoever. I took advantage of that freedom. I did what I wanted, when I wanted, and school sometimes was the last thing on my mind. Thus, I developed bad time management skills. I waited to the last minute to do assignments. I didn't know some due dates. Like I said, I developed bad time management skills. Do not follow in my footsteps. This is a problem. But how do we solve this problem? I offer 2 solutions. Number 1, develop a set routine, one that you can follow every day. And number 2, invest your money in a planning tool, a planner, for example. When we invest your money in this, you will not miss a due date. Your day will be structured. You know exactly what to do and when to do it every single day. This should never be a problem again. Thus, I call to you. Invest your money in a planning tool and set a daily structure. Tip number 2, developing good study habits. This feeds off of time management, but I offer 2 possible solutions. Work hard, study hard, and study often, but more importantly, sleep well. Get your sleep. When we work hard, results will follow. The more we work, likely the more results we get out of it. But if we don't sleep, all of that study time goes out the window. Sleep is imperative to memory. Thus, I call to you. Work hard and study hard, but get your sleep as well. As we move on to point number 3, final topic, get involved early. According to School Walls, more than 70% of all CEOs held at least one office in a club or extracurricular activity in college. This is the biggest regret that I have in college. If I were in the same position that I was freshman year, I would get involved early and often. This involves 3 objects. This involves chapel, this involves ministry hours, and this involves extracurricular activities that would boost my resume later. 2 things as a freshman, chapel and ministry hours. Get involved early. Don't wait. Don't put it off until senior year. Then you'll be panicking. But more importantly, boost your resume. Prepare for your future now, not later. Thus, I call to you. Go to chapel. Get your ministry hours knocked out and get involved extracurricularly with resume. We have discussed 3 topics in this survival guide. Tip number 1, time management. Tip number 2, developing good study habits. And tip number 3, getting involved early. Thus, as a final conclusion, I call to you. Keep these tips in mind. Apply them now. Don't wait. After all, Your survival may just depend on it.